Megan, you talked about HRV.
Hmm.
What is HRV?
Yeah, so HRV, it's heart rate variability. It's basically it's the milliseconds in between each of your heartbeats. And it's basically assessing how well your body is in a parasympathetic state. So for example, if someone is like an elite athlete, right? When you're an elite athlete, you have a really strong heart muscle. And because it's just like your biceps, right? When you do bicep curls, your biceps get bigger. It's the same thing when you're with your heart. Your heart is a muscle. So the more exercise you do, the more frequently your heart is beating and contracting and working. So it becomes a bigger and stronger muscle and it becomes a more efficient muscle. So that means as your heart gets stronger, your resting heart rate starts to lower because your heart pumps out more blood with every given contraction compared to someone whose heart isn't as strong. So with that individual, when your heart rate lowers because it's a stronger muscle, your heart is also more innervated by something called the parasympathetic nervous system is more activated. And the parasympathetic nervous system is your rest and digest. It's what you do when you're in a rested state, hopefully when you're sleeping. And then the other one is your sympathetic, which is your flight or fight. It's your stress response. And those two nervous systems can't really operate simultaneously because it's different nerves, right? So you can have like a sympathetic nerve that innervates your heart and then a parasympathetic nerve that innervates your heart. Sympathetic is going to make your heart rate faster, like when you exercise or when you're stressed. Parasympathetic is going to slow it down. So when someone is in more of a parasympathetic state, not only does your resting heart rate lower, but your HRV is higher, meaning that the milliseconds in between each of your heartbeats is lower and is longer and is more varied, which you want. Like a variable HRV is a good sign that your body is in more of a parasympathetic state. And it's a direct measurable for you because when you see your HRV and it's really low, that's a good indicator that your body is in more of a stress state for whatever reason. It could be maybe you ate too late right before bed. Maybe you had alcohol, or maybe you're just stressed about the day and what's coming the next day. So it could indicate, and for women, it could also be based on where you're at in your cycle. Like my HRV and my resting heart rate very much correlate to the time of the month based on your hormones. So hormones can also have a big impact on that. But HRV and resting heart rate are the best markers for seeing how stressed your body is.